Obviously, Operation Big Dog is now over, and Boris is stepping down as Prime Minister. He made many mistakes, not least around the Northern Ireland Protocol, but had recognised the difficulties that were associated with it and was trying to fix that through the legislation in Parliament. It is so important that that legislation continues, and whoever is in the position of leader of the Conservative Party and Prime Minister must continue with that, because of course the Conservative Party is not just the Conservative Party, it is the Conservative and Unionist Party, and really for any Prime Minister of that party to allow a border to exist between the different parts of the United Kingdom would just be unheard of.
Yeah, I just wondered, does it make a difference to you whether the person who replaces Boris Johnson was somebody who was a Remainer or somebody who was a Brexiteer? How do you feel about the prospect of perhaps getting somebody who was an ardent Remainer, and how that might change the landscape when it comes to negotiating with the EU?
Well, I think what we need is someone who understands that we're dealing with the whole of the UK and not just parts of the UK. Obviously, we had a Remainer Prime Minister with Theresa May, and it was she who made a mess of the negotiations and indeed laid the foundations for the protocol back in 2017. We're still dealing with the fact that she didn't understand, or she misrepresented the Belfast Agreement to the European negotiators, and we are living with the consequences of that. So I hope whoever is the new leader and new Prime Minister will understand the Belfast Agreement. It should be in their first day brief, and they shouldn't just take what their officials tell them is in the document, but what is actually in the document, and they should read into that very, very carefully.
I was just reading online, Arlene, the piece that you wrote for The Express, which has just gone up, and in it you say the Remainer establishment never forgave Boris for Brexit, and their celebration as the Prime Minister stepped down was unseemly and ill-mannered, to say the least. When Boris Johnson was Prime Minister, was leader of the Conservative, still is Prime Minister, was leader of the Conservative Party, this has been a moving picture for you, and it must have been incredibly frustrating. Do you feel now you're on the edge of finding some sort of solution with whoever is the new Prime Minister? And you must have your money on somebody that you think would do the bidding that you want, Arlene. Give us a name.
I don't think anybody does my bidding anymore, Beverly. It's long past that. But I mean, I have to say, gosh, I don't want to damage this individual, because I think he's done a brilliant job in his current role. I think Ben Wallace is a tremendous person. I think he has got on with his job as Defence Ministry. He hasn't been involved in any of the drama around the Prime Minister, or indeed trying to replace him. There are many who have a lot of ambitions, but I'm concerned that their ability doesn't match their ambitions. I do think that Ben would be a good call, and I hope that he seriously considers putting his name forward. But of course, at the end of the day, it is always a matter for the individual and their family whether they step forward, because we can see the pressure, the stress, all of the what comes with being the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. It is a world position, and it is a very big call. There's many who will step forward who won't be fit for the job, but I hope that those who really are able to do the job really consider them